pretty disturbing article here. CIA can shield records on Syrian rebels funding. Again, CIA, U.S. government, probably other State Department cutouts have been funding these Al-Qaeda, ISIS-linked groups in Syria in their efforts to what has been unsuccessful so far in overthrowing the Assad government there. This is from Brad Kuttner at Courthouse News Service. The CIA can reject a public record request seeking information on U.S. payments to Syrian rebel forces because a tweet from former President Trump didn't officially acknowledge such reports exist. How the fuck does that make any sense at all? Jesus Christ. Twitter may have banned former President Donald Trump, but his disruptive use of the platform is still being argued in court. On Tuesday morning, the D.C. Circuit sided with the CIA. Never a good thing when a court sides with the CIA, obviously. In a dispute involving a Freedom of Information Act request from BuzzFeed stemming from a Trump tweet. The Amazon Washington Post fabricated the facts on my ending massive, dangerous, and wasteful payments to Syrian rebels fighting Assad, Trump tweeted out in July. I mean, Trump wasn't wrong there about the Amazon Washington Post or about the ending the massive, dangerous, and wasteful payments to Syrian rebels fighting Assad. He was correct there. Broken clock is right twice a day type of thing. Just days earlier, the WAPO published a story reporting that Trump had ended an Obama-era policy of sending money to train moderate rebels. Again, these so-called moderate rebels are often linked and affiliated with Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra, ISIS, etc. These very, extreme reactionary groups that want to, install Sharia law type of thing with the hopes of overthrowing Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, because again, the war in Syria was started under Biden, and Biden looks to continue that disgusting process, the third, president to do so, unfortunately. Following the tweet, BuzzFeed reporter Jason Leopold sent an FOI request to the CIA for any records relating to payments to Syrian rebels fighting Assad. And again, if they weren't trying to hide this, or if it didn't actually exist, they would give those records saying there's nothing shady going on here. We're just arming and assisting with funding these moderate rebels, but they're not linked to Al-Qaeda or Al-Nusra or ISIS, nothing like that. Don't worry, here's the records. But again, they can't do that because they know how shady these people are. Agency denied the request, and that denial was upheld by a federal judge. BuzzFeed and Leopold then filed a second complaint April 2019 seeking agency records relating to payments to Syrian rebels. President Trump's tweet constitutes official acknowledgement that the U.S. has been making payments to Syrian rebels fighting Assad, Washington attorney Jeffrey L. Wright wrote in the lawsuit. CIA again argued that the records are exempt from release under FOI, but this time U.S. District Judge Rudolph Contreras ruled for the plaintiffs. Good. Contreras, a Barack Obama appointee, found the tweet was indeed acknowledgement of the government's intelligence interest in the broader categories of records that BuzzFeed has requested. It said it's likely some responsive records exist related to the nearly decade-long conflict in the Middle East. Because the president's tweet makes it implausible for any reasonable person to truly doubt the existence of at least some CIA records that are responsive to at least some of the 9 categories of documents that BuzzFeed requested. BuzzFeed has managed to overcome the agency's Glomar response, and the agency has failed to meet its burden in the case, the judge wrote, emphasis in the original. CIA appealed to the D.C. Circuit Court, which reversed the lower court and slapped away BuzzFeed's suit on Tuesday. So, that's the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, right? So, could this go to the Supreme Court, potentially? Writing for a unanimous 3-judge panel, senior U.S. Circuit Judge A. Raymond Randolph said Contreras' opinion assumed too much. One would hope that the district court's assumption is accurate, but who knows for sure? To establish official acknowledgement of precedents requires certainly not assumption of this sort, wrote George H.W. Bush appointee. The tweet here leaves too much doubt. Randolph concluded that the Trump tweet at issue was not an official acknowledgement of existence or not agency records, parentheses and original. He was joined in the panel by U.S. Judges Robert Wilkinson and Gregory Katsas, appointed by Obama and Trump, respectively. A spokesman for the Department of Justice declined to comment on the ruling. Light sent an email. He and his clients were disappointed in the court's decision and reviewing our options for further proceedings. So they could again appeal again. So pretty interesting. And like if there was nothing there, the CIA would be coming out saying that, or like here's our records. We're not actually, engaged with arming these, moderate rebels who are linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS and Al-Nusra and all these really horrible reactionary extremist jihadist groups. But they can't do that. That's why they're fighting tooth and nail not to honor this Freedom of Information Act that was requested by BuzzFeed. And originally I found this on Max Blumenthal's Twitter. So this is what he said, and he probably said it obviously better than I could. DC court rules the CIA does not have to honor an FOI request on its payments to Al-Qaeda aligned militias advancing the U.S. policy of regime change in Syria, thereby continuing the cover-up one of the greatest national security scandals of the century. So he nails it on the head there, and I really hope BuzzFeed and their legal team keep pursuing this because, as Blumenthal says, one of the biggest national security scandals of the century, the U.S. government actively funding Al-Qaeda linked and aligned militias to, help, the U.S. ends in the region, i.e. trying to overthrow the Assad regime, which obviously has been disastrous for the U.S. The regime seems very entrenched, and this is after 9 years of this war, brutal economic sanctions, and the U.S. arming and supporting, financially these Al-Qaeda-linked militias. It's disgusting. U.S. taxpayer dollars hard at work, maiming and killing people all over the world. Just another example of that's fucking disgusting. Those are my thoughts. Leave yours down below. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. Peace. Much love. All power to the people.